everyone. It's Jess, your Amerlin seat and podcast editor here. I just want to give you a heads up that the episode you're about to listen to today was actually recorded on November 23rd, 2025. It is 6 months late, and that's on me. I'm really sorry. I have, quite frankly, been going through it, as the kids say. So I'm getting Chip back together. We're going to be back on track really, really soon. Thank you so much for bearing with us, and you're welcome. Coming up on Tarvalin After Dark.
Oh yes, vaginas with their 5 flaps.
What are you, the FBI?
Some animal has a donut brain. I don't know.
You fucking dork.
Grow up.
The light illumine you, and welcome to Tarvalin After Dark. My name is Jess, the Amerlin seat, and I'm here at the Thirsty Tinker, Tarvalin's most disreputable inn, located in scenic North Harbor. Hail and well met, beloved listeners. We're going to be talking about episodes 5 and 6. 5 and 6.
Yes.
Of Stranger Things. I'm like, wait, what the fuck did I just watch? And we have some other stuff that we're doing, but first let me introduce my partners in debauchery, Nameless Kevin and Jenny Sadai.
Ooh,
That's
I
morning.
liked getting my name sung. That was
Hello.
nice.
I want to point out that I love that we're talking about Stranger Things, season
Mhm.
1, episodes 5 and 6, 3 days before season 5 premieres. It
Yep,
is
I think it's
awesome.
perfect timing. We are nothing if not current, and like we have our finger on the pulse. Of what
Yep.
people
We will
are.
get there in 2028.
Yeah.
We will discuss this.
If we've
Yeah,
snuck into your algorithm, stay tuned.
Yeah, right. Right. I am actually very excited because this is where I do think we get some more excitement.
Mhm.
They're setting up the big finale, so we'll talk all about that and remember that Jess has not seen this. Well, she just saw it, I should say.
Mhm.
And we have all seen it, even though neither of you remember it. So
I literally, while watching these episodes, I was like, did I skip these episodes? I remembered some things from them, but like the big things, completely forgot. It was so weird. Like,
well,
it's me remembering Eggo waffles and not remembering like. Anyway, it was so weird.
well, we will talk more about that. I think
Mm-mm.
before we get into any of that, we have to discuss something that Jess and I want to rub in your faces that we did that you
Oh,
didn't. I don't understand why you're so upset, Jenny. No, we got
Well-
back from WatCon or YachtCon, I should say, which
Mhm.
was a cruise on Wonder of the Seas.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was so awesome. I want to go on another one like now.
So Jess, tell everybody it was your first cruise ever. So tell the
It
people.
was my first cruise ever. The boat is huge. Like huge. Insane. Yeah, I just like the minute I got on that fucker, I started pounding the tropical beverages, and they definitely go light on the alcohol on those,
Mhm.
which
Mm.
is understandable. But yeah, the very first one that I had was a pina colada in a hollowed out pineapple, which was just
Nice.
fantastic. Yeah, it was just a lot of like relaxing and
Mhm.
hanging around in pools, and I swam in the ocean. I didn't get sunburned.
Congratulations.
It's a legitimate concern. I was wearing SPF 100.
Well, that would do it.
Yeah, I did end up with a tan line for the first time in my life, even with the SPF 100. So I shudder to think what would have happened if I had not been wearing sunblock. I probably would have died. But yeah, we went Coco Cay is like their private island, so we went there and we're like hanging out, looking at the ocean, and then talking about the Wheel of Time show, which was awesome. And yeah, I basically just focused on hanging out in water and drinking alcohol. So it was fantastic.
And
I loved it.
The problem with cruise ships is there's just no food. Like
Oh my God. No food
there
at
was
all.
just nothing. You were starving the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now that was fun. It was definitely a fun group. I brought my parents on their first cruise ever, which was interesting.
Nice.
And we got now on the way back is my only issue that I had with this trip was the way back. So this was at the end of the government shutdown, and of course they were
Oh,
canceling and bumping everything back. And so for whatever reason, there are a lot of direct flights between Columbus and Miami, but there were none at the time I needed them to be that day. So I had booked a connecting flight through Atlanta, which always sucks. So they keep bumping back my flight out of Miami like multiple times until the point where then we're going to arrive in Atlanta, but we're going to arrive in Atlanta at like 10:45, which is a half hour after my connecting flight was supposed to leave. So we get there and they're like, yeah, just go up to the counter, talk to them. They'll get it fixed for you. So it's like, 11 o'clock. The counter has a 2.5 hour wait because so many people in Atlanta have had their flights canceled.
yeah, and
Right.
Atlanta's a hub, of course.
So
Holy shit.
we're waiting and waiting and waiting just to go talk to the person to fix our situation and figure out what the next flight will be. Are there hotels? So all things considered, it is about almost 2 o'clock in the morning before we got taken care of. And they booked us on a flight that left at 7 a.m. the next morning. So we're in the airport. It's 2 o'clock. And they're like, well, we'll give you a hotel. By the time we would get to the hotel, it would
Yeah.
be time to leave the hotel and come back.
Mm-hmm.
So
Shit.
quite a wonderful
That
situation.
sucks. I had a similar issue. My flight out of Miami got delayed by just enough time that I missed my connecting flight out of Atlanta. Luckily my flights didn't get canceled, but it was delayed. I think that there was like an issue. The flight crew was late or something like that. So, they booked me on, I didn't have to wait very long at all. Like maybe 5 minutes to get in. Like Delta did me right.
First for everything, I
So,
guess.
Yes, yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, they did.
Yay. Yeah.
So yeah, they got me a hotel and some food vouchers, and they booked me. It was before midnight, and I think I left at like 9 the next morning, so I was able to go to a hotel and actually get some sleep. Yeah, so it could have been worse, but it was 32 degrees in Atlanta somehow, and yeah, I didn't pack for that because I just came from the Bahamas.
That's 32 is cold.
So
32 is cold.
That's quite cold,
okay.
yeah.
yeah,
It's freezing in
that's
Celsius.
freezing.
Yes.
So
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Shit.
I'm like standing outside waiting for the shuttle and freezing my ass off. And yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed that. That was great.
Well, the key is just to not to leave the Bahamas. So
What was the
Yeah,
head count for the
I'm
cruise? Like,
not
who
leaving.
was there for you guys?
what's that?
Like, who showed? What was the head count for like the YachtCon specific people?
There were like 17 people with us.
Nice.
I mean, I don't know anybody that went. I don't know any of their names at all. So definitely not any listeners to this podcast.
Yeah. I was like, not anyone who provides like really, really nice, thoughtful things for us that are based on our thoughts.
Nobody.
Yeah, Ionica is gonna take exception to that.
Nobody who gave us stickers that I have on my phone.
No.
She definitely didn't. She definitely didn't bring anything for the cruise either. So
absolutely
yeah,
not,
no,
of
she didn't bring
course.
stickers or anything else.
well, who is this person we're talking about? Ionica? Is that
Yeah.
one of the people that
Think so,
listens to this show?
Yeah, she's the one who does like the illustrations for the commercials.
I can't put a face to the name.
Coasters.
I can't
Liz?
think of them. Who is that? A Liz? I don't know a Liz.
Liz Cheney?
Yeah. Liz. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
He
one.
just died. So
No, that's
Must be
Dick.
Liz Cheney.
Her dad, Liz Cheney, is still very much alive.
Jeez. Thank
I
you, Ionica. We had fun with you there. There was actually, I don't want to just single her out because there were quite a few people there that listened to this podcast, but I thought it was great. We will definitely do it again. I know people. I know there's a lot of people that wanted to come, but the timing just didn't work, and we wanted to do it. And we'll probably do this again. Well, not probably. We will do this again. I think the key is to figure out the timing of such of the trip. I actually really like the time that we went. It's just a good time to get away from, the weather's changing, but like where you're from, and to be able to go. People are like, yeah, but you don't want it to be too close to WatCon. And I'm like, well, but there isn't really a choice there because WatCon is in the middle of the summer. So no matter when you have
it's like there really isn't.
So we actually talked about doing, and this is maybe Nils, maybe you'd be a part of this one. We talked about doing potentially Europe for the next time we do it.
That'd be a long one, wouldn't it?
Well, we would do like we would probably do a slightly longer cruise, maybe one in the Mediterranean. I don't know if we will or not, because I think 3-day cruises are very accessible. I think when you start getting into 5 days, that's a full-ass vacation for people. So
it's a lot of PTO.
That's how I knew when you sent me that picture saying you were going to Bermuda. I was like, no, you're not. It's a 3-day cruise. Bermuda takes longer to get to.
Well, one thing I will say is that the consensus of everybody that I talked to is that 3 days wasn't long enough. Like we had just kind of gotten the hang of things, and it was time to leave already. So
that's the con experience. I feel like that's how I feel every convention when I go. I'm like, oh man, I'm just getting settled in. And then it's like Sunday, and everyone's getting ready to go home, kind of thing. So
I would love to do like a 5-day.
Yeah, I like 4-day cruises a lot more. In fact, I'm going on one here in less than a month.
Of course you are.
I'm going to be back on the same ship. Yeah.
I want to see how many people you've accidentally converted into your, pyramid-esque scheme of ship goers, because I see you've put the hooks into another happy, baker's dozen and a half, and now they're going to start being cruise people, and they're going to turn into you, and it's just interesting.
There's a reason I'm a cruise person. Like the best part of it is that everything is done for, like, you don't really have to do anything.
Listen, I get it.
Prepare for anything.
It sounds like a deal with the devil. Right? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about fantasy shit. How about let's do some news or something?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's do some news.
Okay. All right.
In a helicopter this week?
That's some excellent
live from the.
Let's go to the chopper copper in the sky. Naples, how's that weather out there?
Okay, let's talk about the fucking weather. I'm joking. No, let's talk about a couple things going on. We got one major thing to talk about, and then a couple smaller things. So, I want to officially announce that the next Game of Thrones book will never, ever, ever fucking come out. Because every time you think George R. R. Martin might be focused, something else. So, he actually was just interviewed, and he's like, "Yeah, there are multiple new Game of Thrones projects for TV about to come out, or that are in production work." So they are making there are a couple new ones. They've got House of the Dragon up now. There's a new show really coming out on HBO. I think next year or maybe the end of this year.
It's soon. It's like they're wrapping with it relatively soon.
Yeah, a Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which is like a
Duncan Egg novella.
Yeah, a Duncan Egg novel. Which he did already write, but they're turning that into a show. But then he announced in this article that there are going to be multiple other Game of Thrones projects. So they are milking this.
Of course.
And
I mean, you want to know what? I gotta respect he's getting that bag.
I mean, he has the bag. The question at this point,
a bigger bag.
He would have a bigger bag if he would finish his fucking book.
I get him not finishing it, to be honest, because nobody was happy with how the show ended, and I'm pretty sure he told them the end of the books, and they were like, okay, like I'm pretty sure, like yeah, he was like, oh, this is where I'm going, and then they did that, and everybody was mad, and he's like, well, like he's trying to figure. I get it. Everybody was so mad, and he's got like, if the story's already been told, I'm gonna do something else. Like not having the motivation to go back and write something that everybody hated. Like it's
Well,
I mean, I thought I was under the impression that he told them how it ended, and they're like, "No, we're going to do something else."
It was broad strokes. It was more like plot, big beats,
Yeah.
and the way that they got there was they cut out things that didn't have to be there to get to that point, like this Lady Stoneheart stuff. A lot of the magical elements they cut because it wouldn't impact from their viewpoint getting to the end. So
I would not have minded actually the way it ended if they had just done it right.
If it had built
like,
to
it was
it,
the pacing, really.
Yes,
it
it
was
was so. It came
The
out of
reason it was
nowhere.
so bad is it came out of fucking nowhere. Like, and it,
which is
talk
why
about
I think
lack
that, like,
of arcs.
I get like the hesitation from his end, but like I would still rather see his version of that ending if it were possible. Because every thread that he's laid up to that point, like there's still like there's so much to it. Like if you have read the books, you realize that like all the stuff with Cersei could actually be like all the fake Targaryen stuff they're setting up across the seas, and there's a good chance that there's no Cersei in a lot of the elements that maybe people felt like this person's just standing around doing nothing waiting for the plot to happen. That's because they're not supposed to be there. They're supposed to be another active character in that place doing something to further the plot, and those pieces are still there in the book. So,
well, the thing that gets easily lost, I mean, I think it might get lost on people now, but like George R.R. Martin is a fantastically good writer.
He is a good writer, yeah.
And those books were popular for a reason.
Yeah.
And I know it's been like we're saturated with Game of Thrones, and everybody, including myself, is just so soured on the way it ended. Because I truly think for 4.5 seasons, it was the best television show I had seen, right? At least in the fantasy world. And I hate to say it, it was for 4 seasons, it was better than what we got with Wheel of Time, in my opinion. And that's not a knock on Wheel of Time. It's just that was really, really good television.
The bar was set really high.
It was. I mean, it was set incredibly high. And it was very, very popular for a reason. And then it fell off a fucking cliff. So, so that is that. I thought that was interesting, just to make sure, drive the point home. We will never, ever, ever see that final book.
At least the novellas are like lighter. Like that's the only like thing I can think that would get me excited to watch this, is that like I can't watch House of the Dragon, one, because I'm soured on Game of Thrones, but also it's just too dark. Like I can't, like I need lighter stuff in there, and House of the Dragon is just too lacking in that. But Duncan Egg is a lighter story, and it's kind of like a buddy cop almost, more so. So I think there's more room for a good.
I don't know what it is about House of the Dragon. I have just not liked it. I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know.
It's not.
I'd have to
not my,
rewatch.
not my cup of tea, but
See, I know I have backwards opinions, but I also know that it was my mental state. Season 1, I really couldn't get into. Season 2, I liked, but I have a feeling that I might like season 1 better now, because I couldn't take it. It was too, like, I know the point of the story is that these women, their lives are basically ruined by patriarchy and misogyny and blah, blah, blah. But it was just, I was in a place where I did not want to watch that. And so it made me it put me in a bad mood when I was watching it. And that's
understandable.
Like that, the show was doing something really well that I did not want to experience.
Well, let's shift gears to something way more fun, at least from my perspective. So the release date has not been announced, but they are making a Mummy 4. And Rachel Weisz and Brendan Fraser are both coming back for it. So,
I'm really excited about that.
Oh, me too. Me too.
So apparently Brendan Fraser's been like, I've been waiting 20 years for them to say they want to do this. And Rachel Weisz is coming back, which is
amazing.
Great. She was actually one of my initial picks to be Moraine, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Way
she
back
was
in the
one
day.
of mine as well.
I could see
I would have loved to have seen her as Moraine. Although I actually really love Rosamund. She just wasn't on my...
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
So yes, they are making that. So there isn't much news to add to that other than I find the Mummy movies, specifically like the Mummy 1 and 2, to be just fun.
They're just
Like,
a delight.
yeah, like I just had fun with those movies. Brendan Fraser is an underrated actor. Not so much anymore because now he does these dramatic roles that he keeps winning Oscars for. But I just really like him. I always have. And I find those movies to just be fun. They're good, fun movies. They're not like
I'll have to watch them.
masterpieces.
They're so good. Oh, they're so fun. They're like they're
You
just.
haven't watched them?
No, I think they passed me by. Yeah.
They make you so happy while you're watching them. Like it's
they're so good. It's just sort of like very much sort of the spiritual successor to Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, all right.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I think that you would like them very much, and I highly recommend.
Did you watch?
I think young me thought they'd be scary.
The plots? Well, they are kind of. Did you like? By the way, when I make this comparison, the plots are absolutely nothing like each other. So just to be clear, right? But did you like the original Pirates of the Caribbean?
Me? Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. So it's got, I don't want to say it's got that vibe, but it's got that just, it's a fun movie vibe like that, right?
You see, I wish I had known that way sooner because I just assumed it was like, all right, here's another horror franchise that like is just like a bunch of jump scary, like blah, 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 cursed elements. I was like, not my teeth. But this sounds
It's definitely not jump scary. It's probably the same level of horror as the original Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, which is fine.
I
think I can handle that.
I wouldn't classify it as horror at all. I would classify it as adventure.
Yeah,
it's like a cross
I was completely
between
misinformed.
Indiana Jones and Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
I understand why you're misinformed though, because it's literally called The Mummy. It's about a monster. Like
true. Yeah. I guess that is one of the famous monsters. Yeah.
It is literally one of the monsters.
And it has the guy that has been the most typecast as a villain in anything he's ever been in ever.
Yes, it does.
What is that guy's name? Who played the Mummy?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up.
Oh, what is his name? I don't know, but he's hot. Everybody that
I was gonna say he's definitely got sex appeal.
Arnold Vosloo.
Is that who I'm thinking of?
Yeah, bisexual panic all the way down.
That's exactly who I somehow I knew exactly that it was this guy. Yeah.
And
this guy,
he is a villain in literally everything he's ever been in.
Yep.
That I can ever remember. I don't think I can ever remember a time where that guy's been anything but a villain.
Oh, he's South African. Who knew?
He's great in it. And actually, if I'm looking at this, Oded Fire, I always pronounce his name wrong.
Speaking of hot, my God.
He was one of my other choices to potentially play Lan way back in the day.
I can see that as well.
Yeah, I would buy that for $1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that too.
I would definitely buy that for $1.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yes, The Mummy 4.
The fantasy costume exhibition.
I was gonna say that's the other news.
Fashion and fantasy.
Yeah, so it's cool. Don't Jess, why don't you do the news then?
Wanted to make sure we covered it.
What's up next on the news, Nabes?
Hey, there is this fantasy costume thing going on in Prague. Hey, Jess, can you tell everybody about it?
Well, I can tell you that I really wish that I could fucking go.
Yeah.
Like, so many different, like, every costume. Oh,
not every costume, because I watched the interview that she did with Rob, and she's like, I think she said 86. She's like, and I was with so many costumes, she was still being like, fuck, I can't put all, like, she didn't say fuck, but you know.
She's such a potty mouth, you know?
Yes, yeah.
Like,
and so many costumes that she still had to leave ones that she loved out.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the pictures and I'm absolutely just
jealous.
Sick with jealousy.
Seething.
Well, unlike all of the people that are attending that, Jess, you got to touch the costumes. So
that is true. I did get to touch some of them, so there's that.
I didn't get
I've got
to
that
touch
going
anything.
for me.
And unlike everybody else, Rob, go ahead, please.
Oh, I was going to say, kind of backing up to the cruise thing. So I periodically DM with Bjorn Landberg, mainly
as one does,
teaching him different American slang, and I taught him going ham. He really liked that one, and So I told him that, and I told him that, we were on a cruise ship, we're calling it WhatCon, I'm going ham on these rum drinks, and then he said to tell everybody hi, and so then on the last night, a bunch of us were at this bar listening to this musician, and he went on break, and so we made a little video where everybody said hi to him, and then said why he should come to WhatCon, and so we sent him that video, and then he sent a video back telling everybody hi, and that we should make the cruise ship go to Prague.
Nice.
Well, that would be tough, but I don't think that ship would fit in the river.
No, it probably wouldn't fit in the river.
In the Prague channel.
But yeah, anyway, the sidebar, it was fun.
I thought you were going to say that he should come to WhatCon, and I was like, well,
Oh.
Well, he should come to WhatCon, and we gave him many reasons why he should. So
I like him. He seems good.
Yes.
he's really nice and he's funny.
Well, okay. Oh yeah, more news. Yes. So Wicked. I just don't know why I have this in my notes written down, because it's definitely not Wicked 4.
No.
Wicked 2 has come out.
It's Wicked for Good.
I was about to read
that's
that.
why,
Yes,
Yeah.
Wicked for Good is out. I actually saw it last night.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
So let me tell you everything that happens.
I mean, I know what happens because I've
I
seen
know.
the
Yeah, right.
No,
It's like-
yeah.
It was good. It was not as good as the first one, but I feel like that was bound to happen with the way they split the play.
Well, have you seen the musical?
Yes.
Like the original play? Because that has been a long, people say that about the actual play musical. Is like, Wicked's amazing. The first act is great. The second act
not so much.
exists. So if they improved upon it for the movie, I will be happy. Just because, I
would
love
say
some of the
yes.
songs from the second half, but it's not as strong.
Yeah, definitely not. It was good, and the whole thing I'm watching it the whole time. I'm like, this is like a giant political statement about the state of the U.S. right now.
Except that they filmed it 3 years ago.
But it's
And
a
Steven
direct
Schwartz
parallel.
wrote it
Yeah,
a long ass time ago. So
exactly. Yeah.
It just felt that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that is out, and it has not been as well reviewed. But
Yeah,
I guess again, as we just discussed, that was pretty predictable. So
Well, and I mean, it's like the second half of it is it's kind of a bummer, right?
Yeah.
It's like the first half is all excitement, and then Elphaba coming to her power and all of that shit, and then the second half is like everything goes to shit, and basically lining everything up for the Wizard of Oz. So
yeah, pretty much.
Pretty
That
much.
is the plot. All right, so let's get to the main event. As some of you may have seen, may not have seen, Rosamund Pike had a interview.
I was gonna say, if you don't talk about this, I'm gonna be real mad.
So Rosamund Pike had a interview in which she fairly directly addressed the cancellation of the show, and discussed what I think was buried in there is at least her hope. I mean, this is the first time I've heard one of the cast members talk about, and by the way, I want to preface this by saying I don't think that this means that the show is coming back, by the way. What I think it means is that in her mind, at least, there is an avenue for the show returning still, which I thought was interesting.
And she's an EP on it, so she
is.
The fact that she's not I think if she knew that there was no chance, she wouldn't be saying anything.
Yeah, I think she would have been saying it was great. Bye.
Yeah.
What's interesting about Rosamund in particular is I had a little bird that did go to the Prague show and had chats with some of the people there, and the impression that I got was, while the show, yes, is it's effectively you can consider it dead if you want to move on and have closure and whatnot, but the only reason that it is a 1% chance it could ever come back, 1% maximum, is because Rosamund wants it. Her desire for it is the reason why the tiniest sliver of a door remains open, and that's because she's so passionate about it, and she talks about it, and every time she talks about it, it makes that 1% persist. So thank you, Rosamund.
She's talking about it while promoting another movie.
I was just gonna say she's doing press for a different movie, and she's talking about it, which she's finally getting the opportunity to actually do fucking press for
for the
this
Wheel Attack.
show. Well,
'Cause-
and actually Bjorn and I were talking about that in the DMs. He's like, I got a little bit of hope. She is a powerful person.
Mhm.
She is. I mean,
Yeah.
She knows a lot of people.
and
so,
the higher
you
profile
know.
she gets, like a lot of her projects have been very, very successful and very highly reviewed.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
And
she
I know,
has-
like,
Fire right now.
mhm.
yeah. And for season 3, like, she was working her ass off, and I felt like they were hamstringing her. She was doing like morning radio shows. Like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
She was
came
doing
to the States,
everything. Everything. Yeah.
everything that she could. And they like, so I feel like she's like, oh, you're gonna put me in front of people for this other movie. Well, I'm gonna talk about the thing that I want. Like, because fuck
Mhm.
you for making me like,
Well, and
Yeah,
that does
if you
give me
doubted
hope.
She wasn't one of us yet.
So
yeah.
that Kevin said it best. I
Mhm.
wouldn't take this as any type of like,
Yeah.
wishful thing. What I would say is that it makes me go from the show is 100% dead to it is only 99%
It's
dead.
a glimmer of
Uh,
hope.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I do think she's powerful, and I think as
Mhm.
long as she wants it, there is potential for that to come back.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yes.
Okay. So send your postcards to like studios and stuff.
I
Yeah.
did think it was interesting for her to acknowledge, and I thought this was actually very cool because you usually
Yeah.
don't see this type of candor.
Yeah.
Acknowledge that they fucked up season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And they did. Like, they did fuck it up. And we can still like it. It doesn't mean that like it was the most garbage thing ever, but like I think it's fair to acknowledge that it turned off quite a few people with some of the choices they made, how it ended. And that did, like, guys, if they had not done that, there was a 55% drop off in viewership between season 1 and season 2, which is the real reason that ultimately the show was not a sure thing. Because if it had been doing the same numbers it did for season 1, it never would have been canceled. So,
You
like,
mean season 3?
well,
Season 1
no.
to 2, 2, 3.
yeah.
Oh,
if,
no,
if
I
it
see what
had
you're saying. I see
maintained
what you're
that,
saying.
yeah, because it
Yeah.
had
Yeah,
crazy viewership for season 1. So if that had happened, right, had that not really been screwed up, and that wasn't all their fault specifically, but they did make some choices, certainly. Yeah, I do put a lot of that at the feet, to me, of Amazon. I have not done like a full debrief on my thoughts on this cancellation. I'll probably do that soon as my next video. But I the TLDR here to me is that I do think Amazon is largely responsible for this with some of the meddling.
Yeah.
I think that some of their guidance was a little whack in terms of what they were forcing on Rafe. He'll take the blame for a lot of that, but it wasn't all him.
Well, he said something like I don't even know. I can't remember the number, but it was a ridiculous number of studio notes that he had to go
They
through.
had it, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, some of them were fucking ridiculous. They're I you know what? I don't know how long my NDAs go, but
I don't have one.
I
They're
wanna-
the reason for the love triangle.
I'll have to look at that.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon is the reason for the love triangle for one thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
in season
there's a
1.
lot
Well,
of
it's
dumb
just-
shit like that. So
Let the artists make the art.
well,
You're an executive. You don't know fuck shit about any of this. Give the artists the money. Let them do their jobs.
yeah, I feel like
Fucking A.
that. I feel like there can be some meddling from a studio when they're worried about budget, right? Like they're going to say, "Look, you're going to have to do something. We can't pay for that. Work within the constraints." Like those are things that are all well within a studio's.
Oh,
purview.
absolutely. Manage the budget.
Um,
Don't make artistic notes.
And look, there's also, I'll even take that for a moment just to give the benefit of the doubt, even though I don't totally agree with it. But let's say that they do need to give some artistic direction because they understand the audience that they're marketing to well, for example, right? Like, hey, this is a YA audience, you need to adapt it for YA, right? Whatever. But not when it's an existing extremely popular property. Like that's the difference to me, is this is not we're making it up on our own, right?
Yeah.
And we want to help give
Mhm.
you some like this is this is the second best-selling fantasy novel or series of all time. Don't fuck with it.
Yeah, it's sort of like stay in your lane. Stay in your fucking lane. Like
Yep.
let the people who know the material do their jobs. Mind
Well,
your fucking business.
I hope it does come back. I don't have still large hopes for it. Here's what I do have hopes for, by the way. This is not the last we've seen of the Wheel of Time in media. It'll be back in some fashion, because here's what we also did learn. It was popular, right? Just to compare this again, it did not get canceled because nobody watched it. Like anybody that wants to say that is full of shit, and you're just trying to hate. Like that was not. This was among the top shows on Amazon. They just didn't want to pay for it and Rings of Power. That was it. Like that was the reason. So there's a chance, at least it's been proven in concept, that there is an audience. So we may not see for a while, or if ever again, a huge budget live action. That might not come again. I could very well see an animated version, which I would be all in favor of, by the way.
Yeah, I could live with an animated one.
I think that can happen. I think you'll see other types of media, and I could see, I don't have any faith whatsoever that iWatt will do anything. But
apparently they're making a video game.
Fucking started on those.
They're making everything. Who fucking...
I know.
I need to reach out to Sarah and ask her, because, I mean, she works for them now, which is...
Yeah. Girl, why?
Well, maybe she believes they're doing something. I don't know.
I mean, take the paycheck.
Or she's trying to be, or she's trying to do her best to mitigate the damages. Someone's got to clean it up, you know.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm hoping. I just don't think that this is the end of the Wheel of Time in media.
Yeah.
It's too popular of a series. People won't let it go. So.
The other thing I thought was really sweet with Rosamund talking about it is talking about meeting fans at the theater, and like just. I just thought I liked that. Like, it just that interaction, direct interaction with fans. Like, she's talking about how like people have met and gotten married through this fandom. I'm like, yeah, that totally is.
We know people that have done that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it happened at WatCon. They proposed.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Well, and to put this all into perspective, like people are moving to cities. Like I there have now been 2 people that have moved to Columbus through their connections from WatCon.
Yeah.
Like one got married and moved here.
Yeah.
And those same people, unfortunately, I was on the cruise, but another prominent member of our community, Bain and Chiad, just moved to Columbus.
Yeah.
And a whole community of people were here to help her move. So,
well, I haven't had to. I mean, this is gonna sound real. When I fly to Bermuda, I always have to stay overnight because that's just how the tickets work. I haven't had to get a hotel since I joined the fandom, because everybody's like, stay with me. I'm like, okay, sure. Like, it's this fandom is amazing, and
I feel like a proud dad that no one embarrassed us, you know.
Yeah.
So okay, that is the main news. But now we need to go to this week in nerd history with our 1920s transatlantic accent reporter.
Hello again, you hep cats and kittens, and welcome back to This Week in Nerd History, your one-stop stop for the whirlwind tour of the yesteryears that shaped our tomorrows. I'm your host, and boy howdy has the pattern been weaving some real humdingers for us this week. So, sit back, grab a cup of joe, and let's take a gander at the days that were. Let's kick things off way back on November 17th, when in 1558 Elizabeth I sashayed onto the throne of England. That's right, folks. Queen Mary checked out and the Virgin Queen checked in. Talk about a plot twist fit for a Gleeman's Tale. Speaking of big entrances, November 17th, 1978 gave us one of the greatest, weirdest, light bless us everyone moments in pop culture. Boba Fett's first appearance in the Star Wars Holiday Special. Aired exactly once before being yeeted into the shadow, it remains the fandom equivalent of spotting a golem in the pantry. You saw it, you know you did, but no one believes you. Now, hold on to your coin purses, because if you were a gamer in mid-November at any point in history, your wallet was weeping harder than a novice scrubbing pots. This week is practically the festival of lightsabers for console launches. November 17th, 2006. PlayStation 3 strutted onto the scene. November 18th, the first plucky Nintendo GameCube in 2001, then the Wii U in 2013. November 19th, 2006, the original Wii waggle danced into living rooms everywhere. November 22nd, Microsoft rolled out the Xbox 360 in 2005 and the Xbox One in 2013. Heavens to Betsy, talk about a 1-2 punch. From coin-operated arcades to consoles that cost more than a small field in the Two Rivers, it's been one wild ride, sports fans. Now let's tune the picture tube to the world of animation. On November 18th, 1928, the big cheese himself, Mickey Mouse, made his whistling debut in Steamboat Willie. Then, on November 22nd, 1995, animation changed forever when Pixar released Toy Story, the very first feature-length film created entirely on computers. From a mouse on a boat to a cowboy in a toy box. What a world! What a world! Well, that's the skinny on the past for this week. But remember, the past is just the present with more endearing claymation and fewer touchscreen distractions.
Alright, motherfuckers, we all back here in Almond Bunt's patented movie reviews. You guessed it, 10 words or less. I've been watching lots of movies this week, lots of movies in theaters, got some early passes to some upcoming movies, so you may not have been able to see these yet, but I recommend making it out. First up was Zootopia 2. I did not know furries liked making movies. 8 out of 10. Wicked for Good. Finally, the promo for this is done for good. 10 out of 10. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So what? Is that 10 nights now? Unimpressed. 8 out of 10. And finally, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. No comment. 2 out of 10. Thank you once again for tuning into another edition of Almond Bunt's patented movie reviews in 10 words or less.
2 out of 10 for Rosamund's
comment.
movie. No comment.
Well, I was gonna put 0 out of 10 there, but I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
I was torn. If I said no comment, that's still 2 words. I gotta say 2 out of 10.
Do you all want to hear something fucked up? Welcome to Do You All Want to Hear Something Fucked Up? A segment where I tell y'all something fucked up. Did you all know that octopods...
You didn't let me answer the question.
It's not it's rhetorical. You're going to hear it whether you want to or not.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so shut up. Did you know that octopuses have a brain
Octopi.
in each of their arms?
Octopuses.
Octopods, technically speaking. Did you know that? They have brains and an individual nervous system in each of their arms.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. And
Are
I
any of them
freaked out.
legs or are they all arms?
I guess they're all arms.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, according to the Biological Sciences Department at the University of Chicago, each octopus arm has a massive nervous system with more neurons combined across the 8 arms than in the animal's brain. These neurons are concentrated in a large axial nerve cord, which snakes back and forth as it travels down the arm, every bend forming an enlargement over each sucker.
Yeah, octopuses are amazing.
They are incredibly intelligent, and I love seafood, but I don't like eating octopus for the reason that to me it's like they're way too intelligent to eat.
Yeah, they're smart and they're escape artists apparently as well. Like
very much
hard
so.
to keep them in enclosures
Because they're curious, so they will explore and then they'll find their way out because they're really curious.
I saw a video of some aquarium or other where like the octopus's keeper was like they're doing enrichment for them. And they're like, apparently they can tell who you are, like through their suckers, like they can smell through their suckers or taste or
Yeah,
whatever, so they can tell who it is. Like I thought that was fun. So yeah,
They're super intelligent, like super intelligent. Did you guys ever watch the my octopus teacher?
I
or
haven't seen
something?
that. I haven't
Mm-mm.
seen that.
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't like to eat octopus, but every time I hear octopuses, I think of the James Bond
It's-
movie Octopussy.
Yeah.
I don't,
It technically is correct, octopuses, because how you pluralize a word depends on the root of the word, like what language it comes from. And octopi would be the wrong language. It's the correct form of pluralizing octopus, according to the root language, which I can't remember what it is octopuses.
Yeah, if it's Latin in root, that's when it's octopi. If it would be Latin, yeah. Trust me. I had a pedantic
I thought
error where
that
I looked it up. Yeah.
octopod.
I don't know. I remember
that's
asking.
Octopod is
that's
like
a
a-
type of animal usually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Octopod
yeah.
is like a subset of animal, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
I
an
asked people
encephalopod.
about this, like when I was in university, friends of mine who were studying linguistics, and
You guys are all correct. So the most
Yay!
common, widely accepted plural for octopus is octopuses, but both octopi and octopods are also considered correct, although less common.
yeah, that's
Octopi comes from the plural of the Greek word, which is, so there's a couple words that are similar in different languages, which is why they're all correct.
Yeah.
I knew that off the top of my head. I definitely did not.
You didn't Google
So
it?
smart.
Definitely did not do
So
that.
smart.
So yes, that is interesting.
I didn't know any of that. Thanks. 8 brains. Or
So
I guess
yeah,
9.
that's something fucked up for all of
9,
you.
yeah, technically 9. Yeah.
Do they have the donut brain? Is that what it is? They have like their regular brain is like a donut in their head? Or am I wrong?
No, but a donut sounds really
Some
good
animal
right
has a
now.
donut brain. I don't know. And, but
I
not
could
Homer
go for a
Simpson. That's
donut.
all I'm saying. It's not Homer Simpson. So.
You know, if I was on a cruise ship, I would just walk over and get one right now. But
Donut.
There would be a billion different kinds for you to choose from.
The best part of that is that little park cafe in the Central Park area on the cruise ship is just wonderful. They've got like a green area on the ship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really pretty. Yeah, Master of the Deck and I were big fans of the Windjammer. We would go there for the buffet. It's insane amount of food. My God.
All right, time for a word from our sponsor, Jess.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
With all the changes in healthcare happening right now, you may feel uncertainty surrounding your healthcare premiums. Affordability is at an all-time low, and premiums are about to jump to a crazy level here in the United States. We here in the Republican Party, especially us MAGAs, recognize your pain. Hell, we created it. But that's why we're committed to a solution. And the time has come to announce our new healthcare plan to the world. Introducing the Yellow Aja. The Yellow Aja has the ability to solve almost any health issue. The worst ailments can be healed as if they were never there, and they can set up hospitals and allow the Yellow Aja to use their innate power to heal the masses at no cost to the public. This would absolutely end illness and pain across this country, but of course we won't, and that's why we endorse them. The Yellow Aja and the MAGA movement. We could end your healthcare premiums and stop bankruptcies and heal people, but we won't, because fuck all of you.
The Yellow Aja were MAGA. That explains so much.
We just do we do healthcare right here, guys. We do it right.
Yeah, we do.
Americans are so blindly fucking stupid when it comes to that. I just
It's funny. My mom has become like ultra conservative, so she's gotten older, and she just like literally a week ago had surgery and had to go back in like to get, because she was having pain afterwards, so she had to go back to the hospital. And I just like gently was like, you know how lucky you are to live in Canada? Like, can you imagine like how much all of this procedure would have cost? And she had like a moment of being like, oh yeah, maybe I am not as right wing as I think I am. Yeah,
anybody that talks about fiscal this is now a political podcast. Anybody that talks about fiscal conservatism and then says that single payer healthcare does not make more sense is just not paying attention. Costs less. Like It costs
No,
less.
but then the insurance companies won't make as much money, and all of the middlemen in between the insurance companies and the doctors, those businesses will people will lose jobs, Nameless.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, all of the
Mhm.
bloat that is created through all of the
Yes.
private insurance companies.
Yeah, because it
Yes.
totally makes sense to have healthcare as a private industry.
Mhm.
Don't get me fucking started.
I don't
on
know that I have an
any of
issue with
this
that,
shit.
although this is not really the topic. I don't have an issue with private industry. I have an issue with insurance being private. Insurance doesn't make sense to be private.
That's what I'm saying is
yeah,
making
yeah, like-
healthcare in
Yeah.
general making it privatized, making it a for-profit industry.
There are certain
You
things
are
I think should
absolutely
be for
setting
profit.
yourself
Yeah.
up for exactly the situation that we have right now.
There are certain things I think that should be a service.
Well-
Education, healthcare,
and the Department of Energy. So let's talk about that. In Stranger
Welcome
Things,
to
Stranger Things talk.
Politics After Dark.
yes.
Let's talk about this. So actually, let's do we watched we are recapping now episodes 5 and 6 of Stranger Things.
Can we recap one episode at a time? Because
Yes,
otherwise everything gets jumbled.
All right, let's talk about episode 5 then. Episode 5, like to end the previous one, Hopper like breaks into the lab, right?
Mhm.
So he gets knocked out. He's like searching around. He gets knocked out at the beginning of this episode. So we'll come back to him in a moment. But the boys ask their teacher, Mr. Clark, who I love, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Um,
a plus teacher.
And this is like at the showing or like at the funeral for Will, that is fake, by the way. But they ask him, like, would it be possible to travel between alternate dimensions? He says that, you know, like every science teacher knows how to do is create a dimension, a gate between dimensions. So he folds the piece of paper and pokes a hole, you know, that kind of thing. Right. So he tells them that there's a gate, which is reinforces their whole like, okay, the upside down. We'll get there. All right. So Hopper is wakes up at his house, like finds out that he's been getting tapped in his phone. So like he like ransacks his house, realizes that Joyce might have been right. Like Joyce was crazy for thinking the body was fake and all that shit. And Hopper discovered it was fake, and now they're hiding something. So the boys set out to find the gate, quote unquote, because Mr. Clark had told them that it would disrupt the electromagnetic field. And so they take their compasses and they go out searching. Little do they know, though, that 11 is fucking with their compasses because she doesn't want them to go find the gate because she's worried about them. When they discover this, they get pissed at her, and Lucas, who already hates her, basically thinks that she betrayed. They get in a fight, Mike and Lucas do. And as Mike is getting his ass kicked by Lucas, 11 flings him away. He hits his head. Dustin and Mike tend to Lucas, and then 11 runs away. Also going on, my favorite buddy cop story of this season, Nancy and Jonathan formulate a plan to go kill the Demogorgon because they realize what it was back in the previous episode. So they come across a gate in the upside down. Nancy crawls through it because, of course, that's what you do.
Of course.
And inadvertently draws the Demogorgon's attention. Jonathan unsuccessfully tries to find Nancy as the gate to the upside down begins to close. End episode. All right. Is that good for you, Jess?
Yes.
So
thought. I started making notes and then I got like really into it and forgot to keep making notes. But so I really enjoyed Hopper breaking into the facility. Like he was just like, you know what? Fuck this. Fuck all of this. I'm figuring out what the hell is going on here. And like I love that he is now in Joyce's corner. Now, one thing that you didn't touch on was that Will and Jonathan's fuck ass dad shows up
for
the funeral. And initially I was like, okay, at least he's being straight with Joyce because he looks her dead in the face and says, have you thought that maybe it is all in your head? And we know that it's not. But like he's the only one who wasn't like being patronizing about it.
Yeah.
Which I appreciated. But
he's such a good dude.
No, he's not. He's a fucking dickwad. And then, of course, he then proceeds to be a dickwad. As I
Even
predicted,
worse, yeah.
men are never beating the allegations. So I appreciated him for approximately 3 minutes, and then he behaved exactly the way I expected him to.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I like the way that they like did Hopper, the way that they tranked him. They gave him a shot in his neck to knock him out. He wakes up on his couch, drenched in sweat, like just exactly the way he did when he woke up from a bender a few episodes ago. Like top-notch quality gaslighting they did to this guy. And then the way he's tearing his house apart looking for bugs. And so, like, I'm like, dude, you need to be more methodical about this because future you is going to have to go through and clean this whole mess up, and you're not going to want to do it. But he's
No,
just
that's
always
set design. Set
cutting
design will take
out
care of that.
open. I'm like, what are you, the FBI? Like, dude, you have to sit on that, man. I appreciate Nancy's pluck, but like, don't ever crawl in a slimy tree hole without telling your buddy where you're going. You gotta stick with your buddy. That was
It's kind of like a
not
vagina, to be honest, is like the way that looked. I'm just saying. It looks exactly like
Yeah, same. I've seen loads and it looked just
loads
like
of
that.
them.
Yeah,
Just looked like it.
yeah.
Yep.
I've seen a ton of vaginas. Yeah,
Yep.
loads of them,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
just like
yeah.
that.
so. Moving past all of that, uh, now I did fast forward through the part with the dying deer because I would rather watch people die than animals because people are terrible and animals are pure. But like we finally saw what the monster actually looks like,
Mm-hmm.
which is like this petal head. It's just a giant head mouth. It's a giant mouth with like 5 flaps that open up. It's fucking
Yep.
crazy. I'm
Just
like,
like a never mind.
just like a
I've seen that
vagina
before.
Oh yes, vaginas with their 5 flaps.
with their
Under the
5
top
flaps.
flap is the clitoris.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Like a
I'm
like
gonna
a
quit,
like a roast beef sandwich. Anyways, continue.
dude.
Ay, ay, ay.
So
Grow up.
Nancy, first rule of exploration, stick with your buddy. She absolutely just threw that right out the window. Their interaction with Mr. Clark was so absolutely adorable. The way that his face lit up
Mhm.
when they compared it to the Shadow Veil in D&D, like, it was so cute. I'm like, you fucking dork.
Mhm.
You absolute just knob of a nerd. It just made me so happy. I very much enjoyed that. And then, of course, the boys know that Will isn't dead because they talked to him on the ham radio. So they're at the funeral, and Dustin is like looking at that one girl crying and is like, wait till we tell Will that this girl was crying at his funeral, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. And then oh, and the boy's dad like takes down all of Joyce's lights, which I'm just like, sir,
It's
let the
not your
woman have her
house.
Christmas lights.
I mean,
Just let her have her
she
lights.
does look crazy, but
She
But
does,
it's not
but
hi-
it's like
Not his house.
it's not his house. It's not his fucking house. Like, leave her lights alone, you prick. Now, at the end of the episode, is that when Hopper goes to Joyce's house at the end of this episode, or is it in the next episode?
I think it's
They
in the next
meld in my brain, but yeah. They're melding.
Well, we're
in my
going to
brain.
talk about it regardless, but I love that
No, 'cause
moment.
they go somewhere together in the next episode.
Yeah.
So it would have been at the end of this one. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right. That's right. So
yeah.
I love the moment when Hopper gets in there and then he like takes apart every single bulb to check for bugs, and then tells her that he looked at the body and it wasn't Will. And like, finally Joyce has somebody on her side for at least part of it.
Yeah.
So like, now they've got a little buddy cop thing going on. So I really love that part too. So I I am so into this show, and I fully never expected to be. So thank you for making us watch it
It
because I'm
is such a
enjoying the
good
hell out
show.
of this.
You will. I just love this show. I loved rewatching the whole thing. I love the characters. I love some characters that you haven't even met yet, which I'm excited about. I love some characters that you currently hate, which I also can't wait.
Oh, and I hate him more later.
Yeah.
Oh, the boys, Lucas.
Yeah,
Um,
I've always hated Lucas, by the way. Still hate Lucas. But
so Lucas performs a function of like that I love so much, and I feel like it's like the skeptical black person looking at all of the white people that he's hanging around with and being like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? None of what you're talking about makes sense. And it's just like I love him.
Oh, the caucasity.
Yeah, he's like literally just looking at his friends like, what is wrong with your white asses? None of what you're talking about makes sense. None of this is real. You are not being rational. Like, no.
true.
And I love that. I just think that
Okay.
it's absolutely
There is a
hilarious.
certain character in the next season that you are absolutely going to love, Jess. So I cannot
I
wait for
can't
this.
wait.
Uh,
Oh, and another thing that I noticed here is that kid has got really broad shoulders. He's going to be an absolute fucking unit when he grows up, which he's already grown up. So I
I was
don't know
going
what
to
he
say
looks
he's like 29 now. So
Yeah, I was gonna say like they're
like-
like Millie Bobby Brown has a whole ass baby now.
uh-huh.
But anyway, um their whole confrontation in the junkyard, I was just like the whole time they were like shaking him, trying to wake him up, and I'm like, stop doing that. He might have a spinal injury. I'm like,
Yeah.
stop it.
All right.
Well, that's
so go ahead, go ahead.
I was going to say that's one of the things I thought, like, it's the reason why sometimes you tell these stories with children is because children are going to do things that adults wouldn't do because they're not as smart. Which is like when Nancy, is her name Nancy? Is it Nancy? Am I
Yep.
getting her name right? Yeah, when she
Yeah.
crawled into the tree, like there's like, oh, you're a child. Like,
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
16 years old.
your
Obviously,
your brain isn't fully formed, and yes, you're
Yeah.
shaking the child, or you're running, and I mean, next like standing on the edge of cliffs, like you're doing stupid stuff. That when an adult does it, I get really annoyed in a movie. Like it's the sort of thing that will turn me off of a movie when it's like, come on. But when a child does it, I'm like, well, yeah, you're a kid.
It's like,
okay,
yeah, your brain isn't all the way grown yet, of course.
I'm
Obviously, you're
yeah,
gonna
so
see
I'm
that
in
kid
for the
film.
adventure. It doesn't
Yeah.
detract from the adventure for me.
All right. So let's move on to episode 6. Episode 6 is called The Monster. So it kicks off. Jonathan pulls Nancy back through the gate, or through the vagina before it shuts. That night, Nancy and Jonathan stay together in her bedroom. Bow chicka wow wow. But Steve, who comes to like reconcile with Nancy, actually sees them through the window and then starts assuming that they're dating. Joyce and Hopper end up tracking down a person named Terry Ives, who is a catatonic person who is tended to by her sister. Her sister explains that Terry was part of a government project while she was pregnant, and she didn't know it. But that
MK
government,
Ultra, not
MK
just any
Ultra,
government project.
yes, and they believe that they kidnapped Terry's daughter because of her supposed telekinetic or telepathic abilities. Yeah, so Nancy and Jonathan are now stockpiling weapons to kill the Demogorgon. They theorize that it's attracted by blood. So Steve calls Nancy a slut because he thinks that she is cheating on him, essentially. With
He doesn't just call her a slut.
I mean,
He
yeah.
writes it on the
vandalized it,
marquee
yeah.
of the movie theater.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess. I can't remember what episode I'm referring to, so I'm going to shut my mouth.
Okay.
But yes, Jonathan beats his ass, and then they both get arrested, gets held to the police station, and then also punches one of the police officers in the face. Hell yeah.
Again, child.
Yep. 11, just who doesn't know better, just walks in and steals Eggos from the grocery store.
Which is the thing I remembered from this episode. All the other stuff I forgot. I
That's
remembered
I
that
loved the
one
Eggo heist.
scene.
Loved
Now,
the Eggo heist.
my favorite part, so Mike and Dustin are, you have these like two over the top bullies, like straight out of a Stephen King book. Just, yes. And those bullies are like doing things that are stupid, like they're going to like kill people.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
crazy bullying.
Yep.
But 11 shows up, breaks their arm. Yeah. Pretty cruel. Yes. So,
Just
and
blows
then,
my mind of like, I did not remember that. I
yes.
remembered her
Really?
stealing waffles. Did not remember the like her superpowers. Nope, I remember her stealing waffles.
But 11 then, as she collapses, ends up remembering that she is the one that opened the gate. So she was trying to contact the Demogorgon. She's been having flashbacks like this whole episode to like stuff that she was being made to do. And it turns out she is the one that opened the gate. And then she tells Mike that she's responsible. But then, as they're back at their house, Lucas sees agents who have tracked down 11, preparing to ambush Mike's house, and is freaking out. So that is how the episode ends. Thoughts, Jess?
So the scene in the Army Surplus store was fantastic. I love that they like go up to the counter with a bear trap, a gas can, a bunch of giant nails, and a sledgehammer. And the dude's like, "What is this? Like, what are you even doing?" And Nancy goes, "Monster hunting," and he's like, "Huh, checks out." Like, that interaction was extremely funny. I thought it was interesting in the cold open when Nancy is in the upside down and Jonathan is obviously not. The way that they demonstrated that like it's possible to sort of cross over, like they could hear each other. Obviously they couldn't see each other, but they could hear each other. And I thought that was extremely interesting, that in certain places, maybe the sort of barrier between the two dimensions is thinner. Like they were obviously close to an opening, so maybe that had something to do with it. So I thought that was very interesting. We got to see some of like what they were some more of what they were having 11 do inside the facility. So they were like putting her in this water tank with like a diving bell helmet.
Yeah.
And she had electrodes on her head and ended up going into this like completely blank area, like a void. It was all black. And
Flame it a void? Sorry.
Perhaps. And initially was like spying on a Russian, which I thought was interesting, in that fucking Cold War ass fucking monstrosity of a building. But then and I think that was really interesting that she's basically spying, and they can hear what the guy is saying through speakers going into like a booth or something like that. And then she gets chased by the Demogorgon and wants to come out of the tub or the tank or whatever. And then when they send her in later, it's actually to like make contact with the monster for some reason. And I think that's where the episode ended, where she went and like actually like touched it.
Yeah, and that's when she opened the gate.
That's right. She's screaming to try to get out, and then you see like the walls cracking and everything, and that's where she opened the gate. So what else? They went to see Terry Ives, who is, like you said, catatonic. She'd been part of MK Ultra. She didn't know that she was pregnant while she was like taking part in these experiments. And they're like, she had a miscarriage in the 3rd trimester. One doesn't miscarry, really,
in the third trimester.
Yeah, it wouldn't be called a miscarriage at that point.
It wouldn't be called a miscarriage. You can have preterm labor. You can deliver a stillbirth. But, I mean, at that point, the baby is pretty well cooked. And, of course, it was the 70s, so neonatal care was not, like, as good as it is now. So it is entirely possible, if she was early in her 3rd trimester, that, the baby may not have made it. But the implication is that she was very close to fully cooked at that point.
Yeah.
And Terry insists that they took that baby, and that baby is 11.
Or is it?
So now we know where
Presumably.
she came from.
Mhm.
So I'm interested to know where they go with that in terms of like, is Terry going to find out that her daughter is actually like she was right and her daughter is alive and they
Mhm.
know where she is? Initially, after the fight in the junkyard, I didn't know because obviously they were actively looking for 11. So I didn't know if she dipped or if somebody had like grabbed her while everybody else was distracted. Turns out that she did dip, and the Eggo heist was an absolute highlight for me. She walks in, she sees a food that she's eaten, she knows she likes it, she grabs 4 boxes, she walks the fuck out, using her powers to be like,
Yeah.
fucking call a cop. I'm taking these waffles. Like,
Mhm.
incredible, just pure cinema. It was beautiful. I loved it. Also loved when Dustin is trying to mediate between Mike and Lucas, and like they have it made me laugh so much. He's like, "You pushed first," and Mike's like, "I am not shaking his hand," and Dustin goes, "It's the rule of law."
He's the DM, I guess. Like, he makes the rules.
Well, the Mike's the DM.
I mean, that's like
That's what- yeah.
that's the rule that they've made in their friendship group, that if somebody gets in a fight, whoever started it is the one who has to like reach the olive branch out and say, "I'm sorry that I started a fight with you." It's the rule of law. And I just cackled. God, that was so funny. I loved it. Then, of course, Lucas goes off on his own doing his like Rambo thing, like him packing all of his stuff in his backpack. And then he does the bandana. I'm like, fuck yeah, buddy. Go out there and get it. And then
Mhm.
I think we all knew, obviously, that like the compass was ultimately leading them toward the facility.
Of course.
But and then at the same time, Dustin and Mike are coming home with 11, and the creepy electric company van is out there. So obviously they're right there and they're going to try and take her. And so I can't decide if they're going to actually take 11 back to the facility, or if Lucas has hauled ass back to Mike's house and is going to sort of like intercept, and they're going to get her out and like hide her.
There's only one way to find out, Jess.
Yeah, we'll have to watch and find out. So I'm not sure. That's like, those are my theory is that Lucas is going to make it back in time for them to get her out of the house. Like they're going to do some kind of like sneaky thing. And like these kids know the woods because they're feral 80s children, so they know their way around the woods. So, my guess is they're going to get her out and maybe go to Will's house, which would be like the one place where these people wouldn't try to look for them, because obviously why would they be there? Will's dead, quote unquote dead. And because I'm waiting for the moment where everybody's knowledge kind of starts to coalesce. Like everybody has a piece of the puzzle. Like Jonathan and Nancy have now seen an entrance and been into the Upside Down. Joyce and Hopper know that the body that they buried wasn't Will. The boys know that the Upside Down exists, and they have this other little girl who has telekinetic powers and who knows about all of this stuff. So, like, how many episodes are there in this season? Is it an 8-episode season?
Just 8, yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so
just 2 more, yep.
in the next 2 episodes, like, the think tank has got to come together and everybody start comparing
Well,
notes.
as soon as this episode's over, Jess, you have full permission to binge 2 episodes, So
Yeah, well, I always wait until Saturday, so it's all fresh in my mind, because I get too into it and I forget to take notes.
Look at
as
that
demonstrated. Yeah. So, and I technically got it done last night before midnight. I did wait until the last possible second, but I did get it done. So, I'm trying to think if there was anything else in that episode. Oh, watching Jonathan beat the absolute shit out of Steve was the best thing I have ever seen in my life. Because you want to know what? Fuck that guy. Like, dude, I know that you're mad. I can understand that you're upset. But guess what? She didn't fucking invite you over. So don't go places if you don't want to see shit that you don't want to see. Number one. Number two, like having your friend spray paint that she's a slut on the marquee of the fucking movie theater. Like,
That's not okay.
who
Like
the fuck
even
are who the fuck do you think you are,
No.
dude?
He's Steve
You're a dick.
Harrington.
You're a
Steve
fucking dick.
Harrington.
Thinks
Look
he's
at that-
king of the town.
And your
Look
hair
at
is
that
stupid.
hair. Look at that hair, Jess. It's
He's
amazing.
prom
His
king.
hair is
Come on.
stupid. He needs to get a fucking haircut. He looks like an idiot
I love
with his
hair so
poofy
much.
ass fucking stupid hair. I hate this kid. I hate him so much. I hope he dies. I hope he fucking dies. He's an asshole. Oh, speaking of dying. So when the bullies have cornered Dustin and Mike, and then Mike, fucking dumb fuck,
Yep.
like goes and he like, you're gonna sacrifice yourself. Like, I understand that you're like 12 years old, and so you probably aren't able to conceptualize the fact that from that height, that water is gonna hit you like concrete and you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, he probably cannot conceptualize that. But I'm still just like, really? You're gonna jump off a cliff instead of hedging your bets that this kid is too much of a bitch to actually cut you with his little switchblade? You can get stitches. You cannot recover from hitting the water at terminal fucking velocity, my dude.
Well, it all worked out.
Yeah.
Because 11 shows up, she comes in clutch, catches him in the air. I'm like, holy shit, she's got to have such a bad nosebleed after this. That was the first thing I thought, was like, oh man, she's gonna have the worst nosebleed after she catches him, then lifts him back up, then like pushes the one kid down, breaks the other kid's arm.
Yep.
And then they run away because they're little bitches. Ultimately, all bullies are little bitches. So that was a very kind of, that was like a I don't even know what word I'm trying to think of. More true cinema, where she catches him in midair. Like, yeah.
Well,
That's good.
We are well over time, so let's wrap things up. I'm excited for the conclusion of season 1. And so let's get out of here. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Fine, let's get the fuck out of here. Did Jenny and
Adios,
Kevin not have
bitches.
anything they want to say about it?
No, they don't get to. We're out of time. You took all
We're
of
too
it.
late. I'll have comments for next time.
Okay.
Plus, I don't want to say anything that
Jesse
gives
talks
it away.
about how much she likes this show. Okay. Thanks everyone for joining us on Tarvalin After Dark. We hope you had as much fun as we did. As always, new episodes drop every week on T-Bed Tuesday, except for when they don't. Make sure you follow the show on Twitter and Blue Sky at Tarvalin Dark. And if you want to support the podcast, and obviously you want to do that, you can check out our